Right after high school graduation, I went off to college right that summer. Started in business college in Wichita, Kansas. I studied and got a diploma in executive secretarial, which I used for the rest of my life in one way or another. Um, I enjoyed all my jobs, and being secretary for the JCs was fun too in Wichita. And I really kind of hated to leave, but um, those 400 guys seemed to think that it would be a long ways to commute, but I would like to have stayed with them, which I would have if I could have possibly made it. The wedding was August the 16th of 52 um, in the Methodist Church in Kinsley, Kansas. And the reception was in the little cottage that they used to have next door to it, but it's gone now. In fact, it's a residence in Kinsley. And we took a 9-day trip for our honeymoon. It was one of the first trips I had ever been on. We went to Wisconsin, where my Uncle Steve Owen had New York Giants football team, and they were in training camp. So we visited the training camp, sat down, ate with the players, had a great time, and always remember that as one of the highlights of the honeymoon. There was a chivalry, which they do to most people in those days, that well, sooner or later, as soon as they could catch them, and I guess it was kind of payback time if you'd been done, or keep the next one on your list to get back at them. The thing was that the newly married couple would, the chivalry people would get a wheelbarrow, and the wife would be in the wheelbarrow, and the husband be wheelbarrowing her down the street. And then they would go to the home for more mischief, perhaps tearing the labels off the food, off the cans, so you wouldn't know what you had to serve. Anything to disrupt, they were for that. And so therefore, chivalries were a lot of fun if you weren't the one being chivalried. So there's a lot of good memories there. I came back to Edwards County because I married Dean Carlson, who was a farmer and wanted to farm in Edwards County. He and I had a good life together until 1984, when he died with a brain tumor which was cancerous. And we have 3 sons, Jim, Gary, and Tommy, who all became auto mechanics and very successful in their own time. But the last one, Tommy, also's done the farming, so I know Dean would have been very pleased that he continued to go into that. And the homestead is still on the Carlson name, north of town of Kinsley. And my life, I didn't think had been anything special, but I was very honored in 1984 to become the Edwards County Treasurer. And I was the treasurer for 16 years, 4 terms, and it was a very good thing to be in for me, because I was kind of had trained for it, I guess, earlier in my life.